This is a massive, massive undertaking. This document is, I think, nearly 50 pages long. You know, how many studies? So this is a meta-analysis, correct, of studies from around the world. Just what's a breakdown of what is this? How did you come about the conclusions that we see in this study?
This was a funded study. The McCullough Foundation undertook it. We set out to do a systemic review and review all the information that was out there regarding what has been studied in terms of risk factors for autism. So we considered everything, from genetics to the parental history, the prenatal history, other exposures. And, we did essentially what HHS and the government agencies should have done this year or should have done decades before this year.
Yeah.
This is the type of scholarship that Americans in the world deserved. And, we did it at McCullough Foundation. The rest of the world is, I guess, still, waiting for the government agencies. It's really incredulous. The last time the Institute of Medicine looked at this issue is strictly regarding MMR and adjuvants. That was in 2004, Del. So there's been 21 years, well over 100 studies. And we'll take the 29 studies that did not find an association between vaccines and autism. And let me tell you, each one of those studies is critically flawed. Most of the time, the unvaccinated group actually had received vaccines, so it's not a true unvaccinated control. And Del, none of those studies interviewed the parents, reviewed the vaccine records, or examined the children. Wow. So that montage you just showed, not a single one of those individuals actually read those papers or could stand behind them. The kids were never examined.
That is probably mind-blowing to nearly 7 billion people, not to me, because, as you know, we've been deep in this investigation.
Right, and we anticipate government agencies will catch up to us, and they're going to find the same thing. 136 studies, all cited in the references. We've divided them into tables and supplementary tables. Of those, Del, 79% either mechanistically, clinically, or ecologically link combination vaccination to the development of autism spectrum disorder, and in particular, profound autism. It's a team process. This has a date of issue in the European Commission server on the Zenovo preprint server. Peer review, of course, will happen, and it's fully pending. But, the figures and the data won't change, Del. And no one on social media has questioned the science in this paper.
So to take this step, to also align yourself, to put your name on the same list of authors with Dr. Andy Wakefield, all of those things are decisions that someone like you is well aware of the consequences. So what are you hoping comes from this? What do you believe should come from this?
Of all the authors who have opined on vaccines throughout history, including Peter Hotez or Paul Offit, far and away, I'm the most accomplished out of all those individuals. I have more peer-reviewed citations than the National Library of Medicine. I've looked at more data. I've rendered more conclusions. So I am the senior most opinion on this topic right now in the nation. This report has been sent to officials at Health and Human Services in the U.S. House and Senate. We should have Senate hearings on this report. This is the government report that should have happened.
What do you believe should be the very next steps right now, given, you've seen the lay of the land. We have President Trump as president. He has, some soft place, it appears, for the COVID vaccine. But what would you do right now?
I think the childhood vaccine schedule should be suspended immediately at this point, and that all school, employment, military, university requirements for vaccination, they should be banned. They should be taken out of any state or federal law. And then we should undertake a safety review. The decision of vaccination for any disease should be strictly between the patient and the doctor.